How in the world did y'all find a place to live in back here?
Well, back then these were pretty good traveling roads. No man Jess Carpenter owned this place, lived in Kings Mountain, and we stopped in there. We did buying something, old man did, and he asked Jess about any place around Catherine. He said, I got a little farm and I ain't got nobody in. And he told us about it. We come out here and looked at it and went back and rented it. It's high rent, though.
Huh?
You know that?
How high?
$5 a month.
$5 a month.
Yeah.
Made all the moonshine you want.
Yeah.
Did you fish in that pond? I hope no fellows playing banjos and have a double barrel come out of these woods. Well, like a big boy. I believe he's up in Canton, North Carolina. You hear that? Listen, stop. No, that's frogs. That pond's right there, man. Those bullfrogs. We're getting close, Jimbo. Them bullfrogs. There it is right there. See it? That's the pond right there.
All right. You see this wide place right here on the hill?
That's the old house site right there, look. That's where y'all live?
Yep.
Wow.
Old cabin.
That's where you live.
Yep.
When's the last time you been in here, James? When's the last time you seen this house?
Last time I seen this house was 1952.
And was it standing?
Oh yeah, we moved out of it.
And that's what's left of it.
Yeah, here's the old timber.
There was a cabin?
Mm-hmm. There's a log cabin. And right here, it had a little room built out. And we took the room in that room and cut a hole in this chimney and we put a still in that room of the house.
Gotta make money.
Yeah. And we made liquor here, and we made liquor all back in them hollers over yonder. And over that hill over yonder, used to be, you go over that hill over there, you can see housetops over yonder. Okay? That's where all the trash was lived.
James, you got any old photographs of this house when it was standing?
No.
Well, I hope my never. This is it. What's left of the old home place here? Well, here's the foundation over here too, so.
It's a pretty good sized little cabin, but it's growed up so bad now.
And back then that pond wasn't here, it was just a field.
That field, no, this pond down there cut off
You say somebody had built a dam on it and y'all built a still below the dam?
just carpenter. Now right there in that little holler, you can't see it, but there used to be a barn sitting right over yonder.
On that hill?
Yeah, on that hill, I flattened out over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we kept our barn.
What'd you have in the barn?
That's where we kept
Liquor?
That's the barn I was in when I told about the mule kicked and busted 3 jars of the liquor. Is in that barn right over there.
How old were you?
Oh hell, I don't know. Being a Cherokee liquor.
This is something else here, James. Yeah. We actually found your old place.
Now my baby brother.
And that other old house we were looking for, I believe it was that old Hauser house you were talking about.
Well, now my baby brother, when I called Dan and he got Mama's birthday,
yep,
he was born here in this house.
What was his name?
Russell Jones.
I bet you, man, that's bringing back a lot of memories.
Yeah. You know,
how many people lived in this old house? This wasn't a house, it was a cabin made out of logs.
It was a big 2-room log cabin with a little room built onto the side of it. Now, right up in there, where all them trees is, we had a garden and stuff in there, and we had some peach trees in here, but I don't see a peach tree nowhere now. And right here, if it's dead and gone.
Old James Dover's old house. Way back up in here. No electricity. No nothing. Where was your outhouse?
Anywhere out in the woods we went to.
Y'all didn't have an outhouse?
No.
What's this cable for?
Lord, I don't know what that's for.
Y'all stealing cars?
I don't know what that's for.
That's an old steel cable.
Yeah, I don't know who's lived in here since we left.
Y'all heat with wood or coal?
Wood.
You want to walk over there where the barn used to be?
Hell, that's screwed up so bad I'd have to fit.
He says right there on that hill.
There used to be
I see some stones down here, James. Here's the foundation right here. Come here. Man, I found an old liquor bottle. Must be yours. Old liquor bottle. Here's an old foundation of something. What was here?
Well, I'm going to tell you what was in here. We moved in here.
There's one of your moonshine jugs right there.
We moved in here. There was an old car body. An old car body was crossing this gully.
Well, there's a tire.
Yeah, and there was rocks and things stowed in. But we get to some black dudes to haul it out. And the barn, that's just right across here.
There's one of your moonshine jugs right there. See it?
There might be somebody else's.
Oh. You better watch out for them snakes.
This one over.
Looks like an old road right there. Maybe one time, a long time ago. Right there.
Well, that was a hollow there, but here's no road that went over to the barn.
Who owned this property? Y'all rented it, right?
Yeah, we rented from, I think Jeff Carpenter.
Jeff Carpenter.
Yeah, he knew something.
You reckon he's still alive? Here's a deer trail right here, look.
I don't know if I'm in Jeff Carpenter or right.
I see the stones up here. That's where your barn was?
There's a barn sitting over here.
Yeah, it's still cleared off and got stones up here.
This is for old barn. Old barn, look how it growed up.
Well, that's 1952, 1951.
We moved out here in 1952. Yeah. I was looking for some of the old pasture, but
That's all growed up,
had
Jimbo.
an old pasture come with a barn gate right here.
A pastor, a preacher?
You open the barn gates right there, and the barn was built out there,
Yeah. Right here in this clearing.
right in here. I thought
Yep.
it was a pretty good sized barn.
Well, you can see the outline of it right here in this clearing.
It had a big shed built onto the back, but now out there where I'm living, when I moved out there, those trees done growed up that big around, David. In 30-some years, that big.
Wow.
Out there where I'm living now.
We need to bring a metal detector out here. See, there's some of the old wood, James. Right there.
Yeah.
Off that barn.
Yeah.
We probably bring a metal detector. We find all kinds of stuff.
This is the old barn.
There's something laying out in the field of wood right there. Huh? Right there. That was like an old flue pipe.
Now, you know where we come in this driveway, that road makes a turn.
Yeah?
Well, that road makes a turn. It goes around and goes right back. We had a path. Go from this barn here up to that old road. To the road. Barn had a tin top roof on it.
All right.
Many, many years ago.
We're gonna have to go down and check out that pond. I could see it on Google.
You know that?
Yeah. All right, film at 11. James Dover's old home site, Battlegrounds, South Carolina.